Give me a thumbs up when we're ready to roll. We're ready to roll? Ugly weather, but happy Mother's Day, everybody. Wish we would have come out with a series win. That would have been a great gift for all the moms out there, but we didn't. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the whole weekend. Welcome to Beyond the Box. I'm Abby Alonzo, Anthony Ranaudo. No guests today. We wanted everybody to hang out with their moms. Anthony even has his mom here. Y'all can't see her, but she's hanging out. She's in town. Oh, you got the volume up and everything. Chat's already rolling. Got some strong opinions in here already.
Yeah. Seems like it.
You want to go ahead and chat, King, and
I was agreeing. I was already in the chat. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Carl Dunn is beyond the box. Ryan Stadler said that was pathetic, which it was. Ran into some unfortunate stuff. Friday was probably the worst, I think, and kind of the storyline of this year's team, unfortunately. And like I said, that's probably the fourth series on Friday that third for sure, maybe fourth, borderline, where you blow that Friday lead and that sets the tone for the whole weekend. So I think it's just kind of the story of this year's team. The blown games like that? Yeah.
Well, I think errors too. The way that should not have happened.
What, Friday?
Yeah.
No, it was a pitcher.
But I'm saying.
You have two outs and you walk and hit a batter, and you.
Okay, then talk a little bit about.
There should have been nobody on base. I don't know.
Facts.
That's no. You can't blame that on the error. Obviously you want to make that play, but it was a tough play. There was going to be a bang play at first anyway.
Okay, well Griffin Herring's
if there's nobody on base and that happens and the ball gets away, the guy's on first, like 2 outs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Griffin Herring has not had that issue. We haven't seen that from him. He's been electric all season. And like you said, you had 2 outs. You just had to close the deal, and he didn't. Talk about the mental side of that for him.
This game is weird. It's one of those things, what we've talked about. We've had Coach Mainieri on where he came out to me and was like, what's going on? And I was like, I can't feel the ball in my hand, right? And then you proceed to throw I had 6 balls all over the place, and then I strike 15 guys out in a game, So it's, again, one of those things. You just don't know what happened with Griffin Herring. He had 2 outs. There was 2 strikes on the batter, and he loses that batter. And I don't know. I wasn't in his head, but I have been on the mound when it's been pretty lonely, and you lose a feel for the ball. Like, that's just what it is. Whether you lose a feel for the strike zone, a certain pitch, you're not locked in as much. I don't know. He's been so stellar for us. It's hard to get on him about that, but you just have those expectations as a fan, as a supporter of the program and things like that. So you expect him to kind of figure it out with, you walk that guy. Okay, 2-out walk. You hate that, but it is what it is. There's 2 outs. Let's get the next guy. You walk that guy. Now you're sweating a little bit. Then you hit that next guy, or it might have been vice versa. I can't remember what it was exactly. But either way, you're definitely losing a feel for the ball on that situation, right? And you're like, okay, this is a little sweaty now. And then that play with Alonzo happens, and it's just unfortunate that you put yourself in that situation. They don't hit the ball past the pitcher's mound, and they win a game against us. That's pretty. And I think we had a 4-run lead going into the 8th inning too. So I think losing that lead in that game too was really tough for us.
Why do you think that these situations keep occurring with this team? Why is that a trend that we've seen?
Again, baseball's a hard game, but I think it's got to start from the top. I'm not criticizing coaches, but I think that's a pitching coach thing, right? There's got to be a culture. There's got to be some sort of expectation and demand from the coaching staff to say this stuff can't happen. We can't put guys in that position that are going to do those types of things. Now, again, Griffin Herring, you kind of give a pass to. The dude has been absolutely electric all year. He has been our dude, whether you ask him to pitch in high leverage situations, length, all that stuff. I've been the biggest Griffin Herring fan all year. So you give him a little bit of a pass, but I think it's more of a coaching thing and a culture thing. As a staff, you have to take pride in that stuff. It's senior leadership. It's junior, senior leadership, upperclassmen. Some of those guys to say, hey, look, we're not going to stand for this. Like, getting on your guys to be like, yo, we don't do that. 2-out walks don't happen. When you walk that guy, all right, lock the hell in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get this next guy. You got to get ahead. You got to get ahead 0-1. And if you don't get ahead 0-1, that 1-1 pitch, delivering those strikes and those advantage counts are absolutely imperative. So that's something that I really remember from my days of having good pitching coaches. I think was the biggest thing was like 0-0 counts, 1-1 counts, 2-2 counts. Like, those are advantage counts for a pitcher where you need to take the step, right? You can't put yourself in position to be 2-1, 3-1, 1-0. Those are all really favorable counts for the hitter. Gives them an opportunity to take some pitches, feel the strike zone out with the umpire, obviously see more pitches from the pitcher. So, and that I think comes from a coaching standpoint. So again, I'm not getting on Nate Yeske. I've never played under him. But for me, from an outsider looking in, if it keeps happening, it's got to be a coaching thing, and it's got to be something at least to be focused on, going forward. But I mean, we've ran out of time.
Yeah, no, there's no more time left. But to keep on the topic of mindset, and I asked you before we rolled the cameras, Luke Coleman, his stat lines recently have not been the same Luke Coleman we saw at the beginning of the season. Granted, he changed from Friday night guy to Saturday, but yesterday he had 4 walks and 2 strikeouts in 5 2/3 of an inning. What's going on there? Why are we seeing a completely different Luke Coleman than what we saw earlier in the season?
I was kind of nervous moving him from Friday to Saturday, and I spoke about this. There's a mindset. There's something when you're a swing and miss guy at 91-92 in today's game. 91-92 is very average, maybe below average for an elite starting pitcher, right? He's got great fastball spin. We talked about that. He's probably got great vertical break. I don't know the exact numbers on it. But that's a confidence thing with that kind of pitcher, right? Like if you're out there and you're the Friday guy and you're the dude kind of going 6 or 7 innings and you're competing, you're getting swings and misses and you're throwing at the top of the zone and guys are striking out, that's a mindset thing. And then when you kind of have done everything to be in that position and done nothing wrong to lose that position, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how good somebody is pitching. That's a great option to have on Saturday. To me, again, Gage Jump should have been our Saturday guy. I can't, say that he hasn't proven that he is the Friday guy because he's got electric stuff and he's absolutely performed in that position. But to me, why mess up a good thing that you had going? Luke Coleman has established himself as an ace on Friday night that could go 6 or 7 innings, get swings and misses in huge situations, and his numbers were absolutely they were gaudy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, why move him? So to me, again, just being a former pitcher, somebody that's had perspective, I'd be like, does coach not believe in me as much? What did I do wrong? Like, why am I the Saturday guy? I know Gage has been pitching great, but I've been doing it. I came as an ace from Alabama last year in this league. Gage was coming from a different conference, coming off injury, right? Like, so maybe, again, I'm just making this up and trying to be in the dude's head. Maybe that has something to do with it. Now, granted, he still is performing. He had, a couple rough, not even rough. Like the Mizzou game, he wasn't himself. He absolutely competed and battled against Texas A&M, and I was pleased with his performance. And then I think 5 2/3 the other day, he gave us a great start. We were in a position to win. I think he got the win, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got the win. He just didn't have great command again, and didn't have the strikeouts. And I think that's more of a testament to Alabama. They didn't strike out at all this weekend. Gage Jump had 7 punchies, but other than that, we didn't strike anybody out today. So it probably just says something to the Alabama team.
Yeah, I think they had 3 strikeouts today versus our 12.
Yeah. There's some chat. There's some chatter.
We got some chat.
There's some chatter. Yeah.
Hold on, I lost my tab. Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay.
Carl said it didn't help Ole Miss beat A&M this weekend. Absolutely.
We were just about to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that. Stadler said that A&M clearly knew something. I think it's safe to say we may have a new pitching coach next year. Yeah. It was a big move for Jay to bring in Yeske. It really was. But he took him from Texas A&M, right? And Texas A&M had some weird numbers last year for us to go grab that guy.
Well, yeah. Their team ERA dropped by 2 whole points this season.
Yeah. So
just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Yep. Pitching was good enough to win. Sounds familiar. It's time to stop with situations and go out with gut. And Karina, what's up? You're always in here. You're always loyal.
Yeah, shout out to softball.
Yeah, softball did great. Lost in the semis against Mizzou.
After
tough game.
a 14-inning game.
Which was awesome. You beat
2
the number
games
1.
back-to-back. That's crazy.
Yeah, you beat the number 1 team in the country, but Mizzou, I think they had a walk-off, right?
Yeah.
Got a walk-off hit.
The whole SEC tournament was crazy. We'll talk about it on tomorrow's show for Valley Vision, but we're going to stick with baseball. Carl, you brought up Ole Miss, A&M. Ole Miss is starting to get hot a little bit. They put up a fight against Texas A&M, beat them, right?
I don't know if we would say get hot, but I think it's more a testament to A&M maybe fumbling a little bit.
Okay, or maybe a little bit of both, but considering that we have Ole Miss next weekend and it's the last series of the season, it's not great that they're beating the number 1 team.
No, it's
coming into.
Well, they've fallen. Texas A&M is now number 5. But whatever. But yeah, anytime you beat a quality team like A&M, you have some momentum, you have some confidence, right? But then again, we said that about ourselves, and then we go in Alabama and we did what we did. So it is what it is. Baseball is again just a very, very weird game. I think it's so untraditional from all the other sports, right? It's such a technical game. It's such a mental game. It's a game of failure. compared to football, basketball, and some of the other major sports that is more physical, more physically demanding, and it's kind of hard to beat somebody that's bigger and stronger in basketball and football than you know, where baseball you can have the right technique, you can have the right pitcher, have the right umpire, have the right weather, have the right situation, and win some games here and there. And then be in a funk like Texas A&M is and lose 4 out of 6 in the SEC right now. So that happens. And when you were so electric as Texas A&M, we were, Nolan Kane is we talked about this, one of my best friends, and we were talking about it amongst ourselves as supporters of Nolan. We were like, damn, they're a little too hot right now. Like you can't ride that wave the whole year. It doesn't happen in baseball, right? So eventually you're going to get kicked in the mouth a little bit. And I think that's what's happening to them. But hopefully, from Nolan's sake, I hope that they right their ship and they'll figure it out. But yeah, I think they're just in a little funk right now as a team.
Well, you think about it as a former washed-up softball player, it's such a mental game because you're relying on individual performances so heavily. Like it's 1v1, pitcher versus hitter. And if you're in a funk, like it directly translates to the team's success.
Absolutely.
More than any other sport.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I literally thought you were going to call me a washed up.
No,
like the way it was going, I was like, damn,
him,
that's harsh.
I called myself a washed up athlete.
I know, but it was just funny the way I was like, wow.
Were you waiting for it?
Yeah, I was ready. I was prepared.
I'm not that mean, y'all.
Yeah.
He was ready to catch it. He was about to catch a stray.
All right, here we go.
No, I'm not that mean. Currently, so we have SEC tournaments in when does that start?
Not this weekend, but the next.
Following. So as of now, LSU is going to Hoover.
Yeah.
We're right at the bottom though.
Yeah.
Mizzou and Auburn are hanging out in 13 and 14. LSU is 12th in the SEC. There is a chance, and God bless, that LSU gets bumped.
If we get swept and Missouri sweeps, that could be tough.
Yeah, LSU might not be going to Hoover.
Well, I hope
but
that doesn't happen.
I know, as of now, we are going to the SEC tournament. But again, you do have that series with Ole Miss next weekend that you really have to try to right the ship in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Today's game, again, another loss. Kind of looked like a slow start. Bama got on the board relatively early in the game. I think that's a testament to, one, we don't have a Sunday starter. We haven't had a Sunday starter, not just this season, but
don't get me started. We have a Sunday starter.
Let me get him started. I want to get you started.
His name's Cade Anderson. We have a Sunday starter. He just doesn't pitch on Sundays.
He
doesn't start on Sunday. He has started one game on Sunday. We have a Sunday starter. He's only started one game.
So you stand by Cade Anderson should be starting Sundays?
He gives us the best chance.
If you run the tape back when we were at Don Juan last week, he hesitated when I asked him that question. And I asked you if you still stood by it.
I'm just telling you, my mind does not hesitate. If I hesitated, I was thinking about something else.
Okay.
If I am the coach of this team, Cade Anderson is getting the ball every Sunday. We are 10 and 17.
Yeah.
What else is there to why not give it to the guy who has the third best stuff on the staff as a starting pitcher? Give it to that kid who is going to be in our rotation for the next 2 years. Give him the ball on Sunday. I don't care if he messes up. We can't win Sunday anyway. What does it matter? He is our Sunday starter. And give the kid some confidence and be like, dude, you're the guy. You're going out there Sunday. We believe in you. And who knows? Maybe he strikes out 13 like he did against, or has some good games. And we win half of our Sunday games all of a sudden. That's a huge swing. So, again, Cade Anderson's our Sunday starter. We just don't pitch him on Sundays. That's the way I feel. Sorry.
Mic drop, period. I'm not asking any more questions about the Sunday starter. Anthony made it very clear where he stands.
Anyway, let's go to positive. Carl Dunn said, how about Paul Skeens
on Chat King? You got something?
On Saturday. Yes, that was absolutely awesome. I'm probably the biggest Paul Skeens fan. That kid, unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, you got to talk to him, so you got to.
That's not why, but
but
he's awesome. But I just think the kid is literally. I'm being dead serious. I think 20 years from now, let's fast forward. This will probably still be on YouTube. He's going to be the best college pitcher that we've ever seen in our game. Mark Pryor might have been numbers-wise, and Steven Strasburg maybe numbers-wise, but they played in a different conference. Skeens wasn't who he was until he made such a jump in his junior year. But his junior year, he was the best college pitcher that we've ever seen in college baseball. And mark my words, his comp is Roger Clemens and not Steven Strasburg. So that's the thing. I think Steven Strasburg had a great career, won a World Series. I think he won a Cy Young. I'm not 100% sure, but and did what the Nationals paid him to do. But he got injuries. He battled injuries and things like that because he was long. He had a weird delivery, a lot of torque. and put that 100 miles an hour on his arm in a weird way. Skeens is, I'm just saying, Skeens is going to be Roger Clemens. He's going to pitch for 20 years.
I have a fun question for you, but I'm going to get on my soapbox for a little bit. Have you ever seen ESPN or another network
I've watched it a time or two. ESPN.
I didn't even get my question out before you copped an attitude. What I was saying is, and no hate, okay? But you are feisty today. It's normally me.
I'm tired.
It's normally
I'm tired.
me.
I had a long day yesterday. I'm tired.
Oh, we're going to talk about that too. I want you to tell everybody. But no, serious question. The way that they hunted down Livy Dunn in the stands to get an interview on ESPN, have you ever seen that happen for another professional baseball player's wife or girlfriend to like get airtime that way?
Yeah, I've seen it every now and then. It's but not.
Be for real.
I have. No. And Travis Kelce happened to him in the NFL
too. Because Taylor Swift, yeah. And look what happened there.
Livy
the
Dunn.
NFL made so much money.
Let them
they
live.
played
Let the
into
kids
that narrative.
Let the kids live.
You know what? If I'm Paul and like
it's a new generation.
I'm dating listen, if I'm Paul and I'm dating somebody that is arguably more famous than me, depending
Who cares? The
He's
kids on the
making his debut. Can we make it about Paul Skeens and his
have you
performance?
turned on ESPN in the last 24, 48 hours? They have not stopped talking about Paul Skeens. He is getting plenty of love. They showed her on the TV for 12 minutes. Who cares?
No,
it's
I'm
part
really
of his story.
Not hating. I'm just so
it's
like, why are we doing this?
Because it's part of his story. Livy Dunn's the most famous college athlete we've ever seen. Who cares? And she just won a national championship. Let them live.
Facts.
Literally, you turn on the TV, everything is Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, 100 miles an hour, debut. Paul Skeens, Paul Skeens. They don't say one word about Livy Dunn. That's part of it. Every time I look on my Instagram, it's Paul Skeens. It's Paul Skeens. It's Paul Skeens. I didn't even see it till today that Livy was interviewed, so I'm good with it. Let him live. Livy's from New Jersey, too.
No hate to Livy. She did win the teammate award for LSU Gym. She's a great person.
She's from New Jersey, too, so obviously she's great.
It is so
obviously, I've never met her or talked to her. I've never met her or talked to her, but she's the best.
Okay, wait. I do have a fun question. You were talking about Paul Skeens being one of the best of the best.
Oh, wait. We got something in the chat.
Here we go.
Somebody that made up a name, SC Brad Gula Hassan, I don't know, accent. Y'all act like been winning, that this is definitely somebody with some bad grammar. Y'all act like been winning championships all the time. LSU football won, Clemson 3 and 4 years, women's basketball won, Carolina 2 and 3 years, LSU no SEC title.
Okay,
wow,
there's no shot in hell that somebody just came in this chat to shit talk LSU Sports right now. Are you kidding? In the past,
let's learn English too.
South
Carolina, I'm sure like you guys are probably not great at school, and I understand that. That's fine, but why come in here and talk about LSU Sports? Don't do that. Like, just don't. Like, LSU Sports is the best brand in sports.
You look like a clown, to be honest.
Nobody wants to go to South Carolina. I'm sorry, or Clemson.
I love internet trolls.
Yeah.
Thank
How many
you.
championships has Clemson won baseball?
Algorithm.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah. You can ride the top 5 rankings all you want. We'll see what happens.
Oh, by the way, LSU just racked another natty. LSU track and field just came home with the title.
Gymnastics, Clemson,
in the past, how many months?
You won 3 championships in a short window. You had Deshaun Watson, who was pretty good. Yeah. For a minute. That's it. That's why they won, right? They had Trevor Lawrence. He was pretty good in college sports. Hasn't done anything in the NFL. That's fine. That's cool. What? I'm just saying.
He's on one. It's not even me.
Yeah, haters hide behind. Look,
thanks,
Mr.
John.
Kurt knows.
Haters hide behind the screen. Yes, they do.
SC Bread, Gula accent. I would love to know how you talk actually too.
That's such
you
an
can't type,
interesting
so that's
comment. Good. Okay, so back to my fun question.
Yeah.
Who is your Mount Rushmore of LSU baseball?
How many?
Four. We had this conversation before. I couldn't remember how many people were on Mount Rushmore. And then I went further and was like, is Mount Rushmore real?
LSU? Oh, why would you do this to me?
I put myself on blast, but I did ask that question. I had a blonde moment.
Man.
So
LSU.
four.
I have to pick
Mount Rushmore of LSU baseball. You cannot put yourself on there.
I wouldn't. I would never put myself in the top 4 of LSU baseball people.
Should we do pitchers? Should I shrink it down to just pitchers? Would that be easier for you to answer?
Yeah, I think that would be easier.
Don't forget about Coastal Carolina LSU baseball.
What are we talking about? Stop it. You just named 3 schools and comparing them to LSU. You're just literally comparing to a state.
Carl's tell Deshaun to get another massage. We're going to leave it at that.
Wait, what? This person is literally bragging about the state of South Carolina versus LSU. Like, you just used 3 schools championships to try to compare LSU sports. Get out of here. Actually, stay in here and get our engagement up.
Keep chatting.
Keep chatting. Get our engagement up. Help us out. Let's go.
Okay, you're not getting out of this question. Mount Rushmore of LSU baseball. If you want to limit it to pitchers, you can.
I'm trying to think. So, yeah, I might need to do hitters and pitchers. All right, pitchers.
Okay, so you have 2 Mount Rushmores?
Yeah, we're going to do 2.
Okay.
We're going to do 8 total.
There's 2.
We're just going to have like we're going to call it a grand route Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Pitchers, Ben McDonald, Paul Skeens, Aaron Nola, and my 4th one –